Now, moving on to this whole issue with 0% commission, and this is big. Now that sellers realize or believe from these letters that they're getting in the mail from attorneys saying that they're due money back because they were a victim of real estate agent. By the way, you got to see this thing. My son just got this because he bought a house. Anybody that's ever sold or bought a home in America in the last 5 years is getting these letters now saying that realtors screwed you. That's my version of what it says. And I'll show it to you. I'm going to bring it up on the screen here too. But now sellers are starting to become aware of this. And I guarantee you they're aware after all this mail hits. I got this yesterday. So I can guarantee you they're aware after all this mail hits. Now they're starting to negotiate a lot more. Well, a lot of listing agents aren't worth their salt when it comes to negotiation. They don't even see themselves as different or better. If they say they have a brother that would list it for less, they go less. Well, your brother can't do what I do. If you are better, you can negotiate a higher fee. But most agents look at themselves as commodities, so they're not negotiating well. And that's why we're seeing 2% co-op, 1.5% co-op. We're starting to see 0% co-op. But I want to point something out to you. I've been in real estate for 25 years. I've coached, I was looking this morning, 101,000 agents we have on our list here. At any given time, we've coached upwards of 30,000 realtors. I've seen all walks of life and every type of commission structure and anything that could ever happen in real estate. We've had somebody involved with it. But if you switch over to that commercial side, that's how commercial real estate works. There's no commission offered. You have to negotiate that in with your deal. So what we found is from some of the top producers in the country, guys and gals that are doing 500, 600 deals a year, when they started going 2.5%, 2% co-op, putting it in the MLS, oh, this seller only wants to go 1%, that type of thing. What they found was they were getting pushback. They found that some agents weren't showing their home. They found people were trying to blackball them, like you're going to actually fight for your right to get 3% every single time or whatever the case is. And they found that it was an issue. And you know what they found was easier? Just put 0 in there every time. Y'all negotiate what you want. That's how they do it in commercial. So, I've been on track so far. I don't make predictions very often, but many of you know, it's been 7.5 years next month. 7.5 years ago, I said we have less than 10 years left with the MLS. My specific statement on video was within 10 years, the MLS won't even exist. I think we're on track. I think that's where it's going. They're starting to make rules now that you have to put it in the MLS. You know why they make that rule? Because agents don't want to use it. Because they don't want to put it in there because they can sell it without the MLS. So they got this pocket listing rule. It's not a law, by the way. It's a rule of your club, of your membership. This is a club. It's not a law, right? But what they're saying is you have to put it in the MLS or we're going to fine you as a member. Well, the reason that they have to create those rules is because people are doing it. They don't see value in the MLS. So I don't believe it will exist very soon. But what we found is instead of agents doing 2.5 or 2 or 1.5 or 1 or putting in various numbers, and then technically it would mean you're kind of steering the wrong way or discriminating or whatever. I don't want to show that one. It's not going to pay me much. Or my buyer doesn't have the money to pay me the difference. So I'm just trying to do the best I can and only show them the ones that my fee is covered. Instead of you making those choices, what if it was always just 0? Y'all put in the contract whatever you want. Now, I don't know if that's the best way. And obviously, seek legal advice, check with your broker, all the disclaimers I need to give you. But for an awful lot of the agents that I've talked to here, what if we just always work out our own deal? That's how commercial's been for 1,000 years. It's always been that way, and it would make it a lot easier. So something for you to think about, because when those things do come in to your MLS, and, I'll always hear someone comment, well, I haven't seen that at all in my marketplace. In my marketplace, it's different. And then you'll hear someone from the same market say, well, you sure aren't selling many houses. I just looked, you had 5 deals last year. No wonder you're not seeing what's actually happening right now. Those that are doing a lot of business are seeing a lot more of this. So it is happening. And by the way, you may have never seen one in your MLS, but it's sweeping the nation, and it's going to consistently and continuously happen. A couple of things for you to think about here. Will your lender allow you to put 2% or 3% paid to the buyer's agent. Will they allow that to be built into the contract? Is that considered chattel? Will they allow it to go in? Is that coming out of with the allowable closing costs? All of those factors. Here's the bad part, and we found this out nationwide. Your lender doesn't know that answer. They have to go to the underwriter. This is new for them too. The underwriter doesn't know that answer. It's just never come up before. These are things you need to get ready before those issues happen. You need to get those answers so that you can do an effective job for your client. So you can do a good job negotiating for them as well as for yourself.